Gene.
And I'm Cara. Throughout this series, we'll be talking to the people behind the planning, the policies, and the other essential services that the Metropolitan Council provides to our region. Today we're in Minneapolis at Powderhorn Park, talking with Cara Beard, a housing policy analyst in the Community Development Division. Hey, Tara! I'm really excited to talk with you and hear more about what you do, so why don't we go ahead and take a walk around Powderhorn Park?
Sounds perfect.
So I don't think I've ever been to Powderhorn Park before. Can you?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. I feel really bad about it now.
One of my favorite things about this park is that once you get past this island here, you have this great view of the Midtown Global Market, the big Midtown sign.
Yeah, that kind of
sign,
iconic.
and then the skyline behind it. This is one of my daughter's favorite places to go to when we come to the park. She likes to pretend it's a castle.
Oh. So let's talk a little bit about work. What is a housing policy analyst? What do you do? What do you enjoy? Can you just explain a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah. An analyst is a great job. I like to refer to it like being a grad student for a job because you get to basically learn what the smartest people in the region know about all sorts of different things, and then you basically filter them through kind of what the appropriate roles and statutory authorities are at the Metropolitan Council.
What got you being interested in housing, or what kind of makes you passionate about getting to work on that topic, and I guess maybe how do you see it impacting the community?
Well, I started off in my career in architecture. I got a bachelor's degree in architecture, and my desire from the get-go was to be able to design public housing.
Oh.
I was really inspired by an amazing undergraduate lecture on how social behavior is impacted by design. And there was this really great story about how terribly elevators in tall, high-rise public housing buildings were often kept, and they often reeked of urine and had lots of litter, etc. And some research was done that realized sort of that children on the 25th floor of a high-rise are going to come down the elevator to maybe play near the building, and when they have to go to the bathroom or they realize they're done with their popsicle and the wrapper's left, they're not going to
toss it in the elevator
to get back to their unit to deal with that. And so it was a really eye-opening moment for me to understand that how things are designed can be as impactful on social behavior as a lot of other factors.
So architecture to urban planning to housing at the council. How did you make that leap, or how did you make that shift?
Well, I've always had a passion for housing, and although urban planning is this amazing nexus of kind of all the different ways that we live our lives and what impacts that, housing always had a special core role to me. I moved a lot as a child. I tallied it up once, and by the age of 25, I had lived in 18 different homes. And a lot of different lifestyles, a lot of different situations, a lot of different cities and states. And looking back, I realized that having such a wide variety of experiences gave me kind of an advantage that a lot of people didn't have for perspective on what makes housing something you like or something you don't like, from inside the house to the neighborhood around it. And what was interesting is that the answers to that question didn't match kind of what I felt like I was supposed to think, like the most expensive house in the most expensive neighborhood should have been the place where I was happiest and healthiest. And that wasn't necessarily the case. There were great things and terrible things about everywhere that I lived. With the housing policy plan, myself and my colleagues are really, really motivated by making sure that people have choice, that whatever type of housing is and type of neighborhood and community you're looking for is something that is, potentially reachable for you. And so that's really the driving force behind my work at the council.
What do you wish that people maybe understood better about the Metropolitan Council and the work that you do, or the work of your colleagues?
I wish people knew just how smart and dedicated and caring the staff at the Met Council are. I'm smarter every day because of the people I get to be around that teach me so much, and they care so much about this region. They are not picking up a paycheck. They are absolutely trying to make the world that they live in better. There's a lot of room for disagreement about how to address the challenges in the region, but there's no doubt that the people at the Met Council are doing everything they can to find the solutions that are out there.
If you had a magic wand and could wave it over the region and make any housing change that you wanted, what would that be?
With without a doubt, it would be to make sure that everybody in the region had a safe, stable place to call home. It's horrible to think of the numbers of children that don't have housing, the numbers of homeless children, and the number of families that may have housing but it's in terrible shape, or that have decent housing but are scared every month that they're going to lose it. It's just not a foundation from which we can thrive as a community, because it's really true that when one of us succeeds, we all succeed, and when one of us is struggling, we're really all struggling. So if I had a magic wand, I'd make sure that everybody had a home.
One kind of common thread that we've heard in these conversations we've been having with people is they love working at the council. They find it really rewarding and really valuable. So what's your experience been?
The council really understands that employees are going to do their best work and be happiest if they're treated like the whole people that they are, that you don't have to keep your family life outside of the realm of what you talk about and do. And in a lot of ways, we work for ourselves because we live in the region too. And there's a really great kind of extension of that culture in the work that we do. We're not just sort of looking at maps and looking at data points. We're really thinking about the families and the workers and the households as the people that we live by and work with.
Tara, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful just getting to know you better and learn about the work that you do.
I had a great time. Thanks for having me.
That's it for today. For more information about the Metropolitan Council, you can visit our website at www.metrocouncil.org.